everybody, and welcome back to Echo, and it is 11:22 p.m. on July the 6th. So, technically my schedule's still in order because I was going to do a video today and a video on the 11th, the final one on the 11th, and this video might be short because of that. I don't know if it will be or not, but yeah, who knows. I don't even know how much of Leo's Rise left, but I'd say like 2.5 hours, give or take. I'm not really sure. It's been like years since I actually played this route in its full, because this was like, what, the second I played back in 2018? So that's the thing. That's the thing that happened. So anyway, I'm really hyper. I'm really energetic right now. Let's just get into it. There it is, this one. It's this one. It's this one here. Let me, come on, load. Ha ha ha, oh boy. Great, I have to get into the mindset of I am exhausted. I was just thrown into a lake. I've got, yeah, great. Because I can totally get the mindset of that in just like a fucking second and a half. Totally, that's something I can totally do. The walk to Leo's house is short, only about 15 minutes, but it feels like it takes much, much longer than that. Every tiny sound makes me jump and I'm stealing myself for the moment that I see that creature again. Nothing happens though. No screaming and no gunshots. Aside from the crickets, the town is dead quiet. Still, we keep to the shadows, cutting through some backyards and sagebrush, probably picking out dozens of spires and ticks along the way. Okay, how many times do you think these two words are said in this game? It's probably in the hundreds. It's funny, despite everything that's going on. Spiders are the biggest thing that's minus as I push myself through the branches and foliage. Finally, the wolves' small house appear out of dusty, dark night. Leo walks ahead of us with TJ. TJ has to walk on his own halfway here, and now he's clinging to Leo's hand like a kid afraid of getting lost at the mall. I don't blame him. As we're milking up to the house, though, Leo stops. Kudzu, Carl, and I crowd behind him. What is it? Leo puts a finger to his lips and points at the window on the side of his house. It's broken. Shit! Let's go TJ's hand and makes a stay here motion with the others. He starts creeping toward the house. Some difficulty and a few awkward sounds. Leo pulls his gun out of his wet pants. I scream internally at the thought of Leo going in alone, but he's the only one with a weapon now. Apparently, Kudzu had lost his during the whole lake incident, which Leo was pretty pissed about. Leo tries the door and disappears inside, reaching out to make sure the screen door doesn't bang shut behind him. He was gone. We stand there in the silence a moment, then Kudzu whispers, "Hey, stand bets back just in case." Yeah, okay. Kudzu turned towards the road while I faced towards Leo's house. Carl and TJ stand either side of us. TJ hasn't said a word since Leo put him down. Ever since what happened to the lake, something snapped. Maybe we should have just gone to my place. Carl gazes up sadly toward the mountains, his mansion somewhere hidden in the darkness. I don't know. If someone broke in Leo's place, steal stuff, they definitely want to do the same to yours. Knowing this town, Kudzu's probably right. Most of the people here resented Carl's family and the way their mansion looked over the whole town. Like they're taunting us, people would say. Keep my eyes in the house, trying to see through the black windows. Leo hasn't turned out any of the lights, of course, so I can't really see anything. Listening doesn't bring any clues either. So, what do you guys think that thing was? I don't know. I still think it was a kind of animal. Practically bent the car in half. Stay out the side of my mouth away from TJ. Maybe we should go inside. Probably better in there, even if there's a burglar or whatever. Didn't the mayor say something about it, like, only kills if we're trying to leave? Glanced back at Kudzu. Is that what she was talking about? Kudzu shakes his head and shrugs his shoulders. I really don't know, Chase. So we go back to waiting. About to mention that maybe we should move closer to the house just in case. We hear a scream. It comes from inside Leo's house and it definitely doesn't sound like Leo. Carl squeaks next to me. Shit! Already running up the stairs though when I hear the others following closely behind. Push through the door, almost running headlong on the bench where you're supposed to take off your shoes. Leo? Shout just as I realize that it's probably a bad idea. A moment passes where the only sound I can hear is the heavy breathing of my friends behind me. Then, down here, turn on the lights. His voice comes from the hallway and it's calm. I move a paw along the wall before finding the light switch, revealing the kitchen. We move down the hallway towards Leo's room where I can see that the light is on. Inside, I find Leo standing over his own bed. In the bed, I see someone else. A little polecat disheveled in a tank top, looking even more skeletal than usual. It's Clint, curled up into a ball, cowering. Leo has his gun pointed on him. Oh, jeez. It's weird to see his sprite in this route, because he didn't have a sprite when I first played this. Wait, please don't shoot me. I just need a place to stay. Leo, I don't know what voice to give this fucker. I don't remember what voice I gave him. Leo inches the gun lower. And why aren't you at your own place? Kudzu and Carl stand next to me while TJ stays in the doorway, gazing in at us from the dim hallway. Leo raises his gun again. I actually think he's about to shoot Clint. Clint raises his paw, whining. Leo, wait. He helped me find Chase. What? Leo glances at Kudzu and then back at Clint. He had came at my door last night. Told me he saw Chase in the trailer. Confused too, but I guess I never asked Kudzu how exactly he was able to find me. My mind immediately flashes back to when I saw Clint peering at me in the trailer asking Brian for drugs. I might not have found Chase then told me. Clint nods enthusiastically at that, but Leo doesn't lower the gun. Wait, Leo, Clint hasn't done anything to hurt us since this started, just... Everyone's gone fucking crazy. Might as well get rid of him before he gets a chance at it too. What? What are you doing, Leo? Fucking hell, that sucked. That was a terrible delivery of that line. Oh my god. Leo's got a hard look in his face. Of course he does. God, fuck Leo. That's a bit severe, but whatever. I don't give a shit. Leo's got a hard look in his face that I don't recognize at all. Wait, I know how to get out of here, I think. Leo's stance falters, but only just. What do you mean? That's why I'm here, just to get the gun off me for a second. I'll explain. Clint is twitching and keeps scratching his chest and arms. Comes off like he was able to find those drugs after all. Come on, Leo, it's all of us against him. He can't do anything to us. Leo keeps the gun out for a few seconds and finally lowers it with a dismissive grunt. Alright, fine. How are we supposed to get out of here? And slowly pushes himself to sit up against the frame of Leo's bed, clearing his throat. Well, I think it might have something to do with the train yard. When it sounds to be, I'll wait for Clint to go on. Just stares back at us, though, while stares at the gun in Leo's paws. Clint? Eh? Clint doesn't look at Kudzu's, his eyes remain fixated on the pistol. Leo, just put the gun down for a sec, okay? And the dresser behind you or something. Leo shakes his head. Not risking our lives again, Cud. Leo fixes Clint with a glare. Most I'm gonna do is keep the gun off you, Clint. Flinches when Leo says his name. I go over and see Carl twisting his paws around the pocket of his hoodie, his eyes wide. T, on the other hand, is still standing in the hall, his eyes glinting softly in the dim lighting. For some reason, I get the feeling that he's looking at me. Tell us now. Leo's tone turns dark, and I look over, half expecting him to gun up again. He still points at the car, but I can practically see Leo's fingers twitching against the trigger guard. Looks almost excited. Leo, I would never be so eager to kill someone. Even if that someone happens to be Clint. But when this is over, if we get out of this somehow, Leo's able to get back to his old self. Clint's shaking so badly he can barely speak. Finally cuts his distance between them. Alright, Leo, if you want to keep the gun, that's fine, but at least step in the hallway, maybe you'll be able to calm down enough. No! Stopped short to see him set his jaw, drawing up his shoulders. Someone actually might have information to get us out of here, and all you want to do is scare him shitless. Seeing Leo puff himself up too, and I don't like the look in his eyes. So I step forward and Kudzu's right, practically blocking Clint from Leo's line of sight. When I do, Leo's eyes snap to mine, the simmering snarl disappearing from his muzzle. Leo, come on. I want her to move out of the way. His tone is gentle, like I'm some kind of kid. No, Leo, you're acting weird right now. Just calm down for a sec, okay? Leo frowns at me. Hey, I'm just trying to keep all of us safe. pointing his head to the side a little, like he's trying to keep an eye on Clint. Leo, let's go out into the hall. Kudzu. Give the right kind of sidelong glance. Can handle him for a few minutes, okay? Kudzu nods. Take a few cautious steps toward Leo. He's looking between me and Kudzu now, and there's a different kind of look in his face. One that I'm having trouble placing. I reach out and gently touch his arm. Muscles are hard, his biceps stand out thickly under his fur. Still, I gently try to push him towards the door. As I do, I feel him go a little slack, and with a whole lot of relief on my part, he finally starts moving toward the hallway. Carl still gave him a little scene, suddenly seems to snap out of it and hurriedly moves out our way into the hall. Leo reluctantly continues to shuffle down the hallways and my arm around his side, hugging him to me. He responds with the same gesture. We pass and saw him looking at TJ's eyes following me as he moved toward the kitchen. You okay, TJ? Doesn't say anything, instead just slowly following us into the kitchen. His fur is still all spiky and musted up from the plunge in the lake, and his clothes look uncomfortably damp. That gives me an idea. Why don't we all get our clothes in the dryer? Then maybe we can have something to eat. From the sounds, neither TJ nor Leo give me any response. Carl gives a muffled cough, though. Actually, go for some food. About 20 minutes later, Carl, TJ, and I are sitting in the laundry room putting our clothes through a dryer. I can hear Leo in the kitchen frying something up on the stove. While I should be worried about not keeping an eye on him, he has calmed down considerably since we were in his bedroom. Also, the laundry room is between the kitchen and the bedroom, so it would be pretty hard for him to get past without me seeing. So we keep watch, leaning against the wall, staring out into the dark hallway. Carl sits in the dryer, vibrating along with it. TJ sits on the floor, cross-legged, looking at nothing. This feels so good on my ass, dude. What, the vibration? No, the heat. I was freezing, I didn't even realize it. Carl knocks his head against the side of the middle dryer. Hey, T, don't join me up here. No, thank you. You could just lean up against the side. You gotta be cold, too. This time, TJ doesn't say anything, and I finally look away from the hallway. TJ, are you okay? You want to talk? TJ looks up again. Look at me again. Those emotionless eyes. No. He says it so quietly, it's almost like he didn't say anything at all. What is with the typos? What happened? He held his gaze for a while before looking away. Oh, don't worry about it, Teach. We're gonna be out of here in no time. Carl slides to the dryer, his damp underwear squeaking loudly against the metal as he clops to the ground. Is this use of strategic tugs in there would probably loosen the wedge he just created. Then he sits down on the ground in front of TJ, cross-legged as well. TJ barely looks up at him and notices the links trembling slightly. Listen, back at my house, I was stuck in this weird trap version of my house, like there was no exit. TJ finally glances up at the ram. And well, I thought I was gonna be stuck forever and I was panicking. It was like a nightmare that wouldn't end. Then, right when I was giving up, you guys woke me up. I mean, sure, I sort of woke up another nightmare, but at least with you guys, right? You're shifting, and the bedroom door swings open fully, and Kudzu appears, slipping out and closing the door quietly behind him. Raccoon spots me and moves over to stand next to me, his ears perked. Hey. Hey. See Kudzu's nose twitch in the air, looking towards the kitchen. Leo. He's cooking. So, how'd it go? You were in there for a while. Kudzu sighs and leans against the wall of the hallway, looking back at the closed door. I don't know, really. Said something about a train going through here in the past few days after everything started. Through the rail yard? That's what he says. Huh. Doesn't make much sense. That rail yard's been abandoned for the past at least 50 years. Are you sure he isn't just like the rest of us, seeing things? Kudzu shrugs. I really don't know. Hard as hell with a guy like him. Yeah. Well, I remember some guy that spat in the rails a few weeks ago. Maybe they opened one up again. That idea almost seems strange to me, but I don't know much about trains. So, what if there is a train going through here? Are we just gonna jump onto it? That was his plan anyway. Sounds like fun. Jumps to Robert Smith and what exactly happened to him when he tried to hop a train. Even if we were able to get in a train, could that creature thing still get to us? Able to knock the car into the lake, so I don't know how capable it is. So, when does the train come? You're not sure. Said it seemed random. Sigh loudly. Then we all jumped as the dryer finished with a loud, grating buzz. Shake cleared my face and moved to open the dryer. Well, let's at least get our clothes back on, and then we can go in the kitchen and tell Leo what's going on. We all sit at the table, eating quietly as Kudzu tells Leo everything. The food looks like some kind of vegetable stir fry. First bite reminds me that I'm starving. It's hard not to just try and shove all of it in my mouth at once. Carl, sitting across from me, does just that. Sounds like a load of bullshit. Kudzu shrugs. I don't know what else to go on. Why do you lie anyway? Buy himself some time. Kudzu closes his eyes for a second, breathing in deeply. Listen, Leo, there's no way he's gonna try anything. He's scared out of his mind right now. Duke was scared. Didn't stop him trying to kill us. It's probably worse than he's scared. Leo looks up the hallway toward the bedroom, starting to not like the look in his eyes again. In fact, I'm wondering why the fuck we left him in the room all alone in the first fucking place. He starts to show his teeth. Reach inwards to palm Leo's arm again, feeling the tensing of the muscle underneath the fur. Hey, don't worry about it. He jerks his arm away and suddenly turns on me. Why the hell are you on his side with this shit? You were at that fucking bear. You know what these crazies are doing. I wince and turn to be reminded of the incident, but I try again, reaching out. Yeah, but Clint isn't Brian. You know he was pushed around by that bear, too. He pulls his arm further away from me, and back and forth between me and Kudzu again. What is this? You're both acting like I'm the crazy one. Will pushes his chair back from the table. Heard you whispering shit in the hallway. Been saying his mama back. Leo narrows his eye at Kudzu. Whoa, dude, chill out. Why do you keep eating, Carl? Leo shifts his gaze toward the bedroom again before abruptly standing up. Let's check on him. Leo. Stand up as well, but Kudzu's one step ahead of me. He moves into the trap door with both hands out. Come on, Leo. Doesn't get to finish. Instead, the wolf goes straight into him, grabbing one of his arms and punching at his face. He sees it coming, he's able to duck, but he's not quite fast enough. His knuckles glance off the raccoon's muzzle, knocking his head around. Leo keeps hold of the arm and swings Kudzu around away from the hallway and back into the kitchen. Kudzu takes the fall rather well, going into a sort of roll. Doesn't to bang it against Harlow's chair, but he comes up on one knee, panting and staring up at Leo. His nose is bleeding. What the fuck? Stand before I know it, moving around the table to stand at Kudzu's side. Look him over, trying to see if Leo had done him any serious damage when I look back at the wolf. What are you doing? Carl clumsily tries to deal with the threat, coming up with his ears flat against his head. Leo breathes heavily, staring down at Kudzu before his eyes flick to me. Get away from him. What? Get away from him. This time there's a growl equal to his voice and his fingers drip toward his belt. I do move him, Kudzu, but only just. Don't want either of us getting shot. He turns his attention to Kudzu. You out. He stares up at the wolf early more, getting briskly to his feet. Breathing is so erratic, I'm wondering if he's going to have a panic attack. Gives me a single glance before running out of the kitchen. I want to stop him, but get in his way like he did Leo's. The look on Leo's face right now has me frozen. I can't say or do anything as I watch Raccoon's tail disappear. Hear the door swing open and bang shut. I can almost jump as Leo's eyes are still on me, studying me. He stares a while long before turning away and stomping loudly down the hall. Carl's frozen next to me and he just sits there, his eyes down on his plate, food untouched. Still numb, I have to force myself to walk forward, following Leo, terrified of what's about to happen. Leo, wait! This is too quiet, too soft though if you can hear me. The door ahead of me swings open. There's a moment of silence, then Leo curses loudly and I run to the door for him looking inside, not sure what I'm about to find. What I find is nothing. No one's inside. The covers of the bed are thrown back, the window wide open. See, I told you! Leo's voice goes from an almost scream to a hushed whisper as he moves to the window, looking out into the night. He slides the window shut and locks it. This is exactly what I was worried about. What? I'm really more than anything. For some reason, I'm positive that if Clint was still here or if Leo had caught him in the act of trying to escape, I don't doubt he would try to shoot him. Stupid fucking raccoon thinking it was best. You can just peer out the window, his ears perked up. I know what the hell's best for us. Things can just come and tell what to do. See what happens. She moved back in the hallway towards the kitchen, but Leo suddenly whirls around at me. Frown turns into a sort of uncertain smile. Hey, Otter, you okay? Don't say anything, I just stare at him. Otter? Vaguely, I can hear Carl clop around uncertainly in the hallway, probably too afraid to get close. Try to speak, then wet my lips. Yeah? Leo extends a paw. Come here. Did I scare you? I fidget with my paws. No. Well, come on then. Slowly I move into the wolf's room. My dragging mind is racing, trying to decide what the hell is going on and what the hell I'm going to do. Leo's lost it, there's no question about that. Something that I've sort of known for the past day ever since we found him in Duke's basement. Now it's getting worse. A lot worse. Still, I continue to move toward him like in some kind of dream. Soon as I got me wrapped up in his arms, and despite the warmth, despite the strength I feel in them, I don't feel good about it at all. I'm just scared. Shula. Breathes in my ear, sending shivers down my spine. Told you I'm gonna protect you. I'm going to keep you safe. That's exactly what I'm going to do. He's rocking back and forth, shifting us around on his feet like he's doing some kind of half dance at prom. He's moving us around so that I'm looking at the door and I see Carl's horns, his eyes fearfully peering into the room. That raccoon. It wasn't good for you. Good for me? He helped me. He gives me a squeeze and almost knocks the breath from my lungs that cuts me off. Maybe. Maybe not. I could see him acting strange. Kinda like the others. Wolf continues to rock us back and forth, looking to look over Leo's shoulders. Seeing in Carl's eyes that this is definitely fucked up. Don't say anything else to Leo, worried about how I might take it if I keep trying to convince him that Kazu was only trying to help us. I'm gonna get you all out of here like I should have from the beginning, okay? Gives me a little shake when I'm too silent a little too long. Okay. Okay. He was rocking me like that for what seemed like hours, and when we make another rotation, I can see that Carl's not there anymore. Then I hear something. Soft at first, then louder and louder. Leo stops dancing with me. I can make out a rhythmic, dull, metallic sound, accompanied by a horn. A train? TJ and Carl stand at the back door, staring out at the night. Leo pushes past them, ears perks, as he tries to see through the darkness. The train sounds incredibly close, like it's only feet away. Should we go to it, like Clint said? Leo pauses, his nose twitching before he waves his paw at us. You guys stay here, I'm gonna have a look. Leo. Just like that, the wolf disappears in the night, leaving us behind. God. Christ on a stick, man. I stare out into the night. So, guess Clint wasn't shitting us after all? Yeah. All I can think about right now, though, is Kudzu. Did he hear the train right now? Was he on his way over there? Look to my right, toward Kudzu's house, only a few hundred feet away. Quietly, I start stepping outside. Chase? Carl's voice behind me is timid and scared. I look back and able to make out the whites of his eyes in the darkness. TJ lurks behind me, staring at me as well, though far more stoically. I'll be right back, I just need to check on Kudzu. Everything that Kudzu had done for me up to this point, saving me multiple times, making sure I was okay, nursing me back to health. Hell, even helped me with my project before all this shit went down. I'm not going to abandon him. Just like with Leo when he was imprisoned by Duke, I feel like it's my responsibility, only this time the urge is even stronger. I have to make sure Kudzu makes it out of here like the rest of us. Carl, though, doesn't look so enthusiastic about that. I don't know if that's a good idea. You saw Leo. Carl looks over my shoulder. I do the same, where the wolf is coming back. But all I see is darkness. I realize then that Carl's just as afraid of the wolf as I am right now. I swear, I'm only going to be away for a few minutes. If Leo asks, tell him I don't know, just tell him I need some air. I won't. I don't wait for Carl to finish his sentence. My eyes slowly adjust, but it's too dark to really see any more than 5 feet. The amount of stars overhead is almost dazzling, and it's not enough light to help me see. In fact, it's almost disorienting. The way the bright powder look of the sky clashed with the black horizon of the mountains. Focusing on it too much make a stomach turn, and I turn my eyes down, focusing on the barely visible ground instead. Whack! Until my face slams right into something big, hard, and full of twigs. Jesus fucking goddammit! I shout, whisper, my paws curl my nose, afraid for a second I might have ran with my eyes through. Quick shaky examination of my fingers puts that fear at ease. Then now I feel like my muzzle's gone flat into my face. That jolt had me feeling all the aches of my past 2 incidents with cars. Stand there in the dark for a moment, gathering my senses. It's almost completely silent now. The train, if it was a train, has passed us by at this point. The metallic clanks and rushing sound is far behind me. Stand in the silence, though, is starting to give me second thoughts. Pretty sure there aren't any trees between Leo and Kutsu's houses. Did it get off track somehow? Something cracks a little ways ahead of me, and I freeze out, my ears twitching. Listen hard, trying to hear anything above the crickets. Okay, yeah, this was really fucking stupid. Remember that I'm not all that far away from Leo's house and look back at the yellow squares of windows in the distance. I should probably go back to reorient myself and try to find Kutsu's house again. As I'm turning around, though, another crack behind me followed by a muffled voice. Shit. I freeze at the voice, open my mouth to try and quietly call out, but stop myself. Can't be sure, but it sounded like Kutsu, albeit muffled and low-pitched. So I had to wait a while longer, but with one foot pointed toward Leo's house. And then, this time the sound is right next to me, and I jump in the air. Make a run for the house and immediately trip over several rocks, going face first in the ground. Scramble the ground with my paws and feet when I hear the voice again. Whoa, Chase! So I'm back to the ground in relief. Oh my god, Kutsu, what the hell are you doing? The raccoon's paws fell over me, then pull me back to my feet. I heard a train and I saw someone. Are you okay? In the faint light of the stars, I can make out Kutsu's ears and the tip of his muzzle. My eyes have adjusted to the point where I can even see the mask in his fur. Yeah, I wanted to come get you in case we're going to try and hop the train. I threw my shoulder, trying to listen for the train again. A little late for that, eh? Yeah, but I didn't want to leave you behind. My face right at the branch. Listen, I don't know what's going on with Leo, but maybe we can go back and try to talk. Kutsu shakes his head. Nah, I don't think he's gonna listen. Much there to admit it, Kutsu's probably right. I'm not gonna leave you out here after everything we went through. Seagulling in white teeth as Kutsu gives me a small smile. Wow, well, thanks, man, but really, we should probably get back before he... That moment I realized something. Wait, what were you doing out here? You said you saw someone? Kutsu shifts slightly from one foot to the other. Thought I did, at least. Like, someone from the town, or... I think it was your friend. What? The fox, Jenna? Jenna? My eyes go wide and I turn back to the darkness, squinting. Where did you see her? As he turns to look at me, then takes a few steps forward. Well, I was going back my trailer after the whole thing with Leo, then this fox girl just kind of jumped out from the side of my house. Where did she go? Heart's tearing in my chest right now as I strain to see her. She hasn't been on my mind since the very beginning, and her absence slowly becoming more prominent after finding the others. Well, I think she went off in that direction. As he points in the darkness. I hear her running off, but then the footsteps stopped, so I thought she might have stopped and hid somewhere. Come on, then. Motion cuts you forward and step toward the blackness of the wilderness. Hold on, I was grabbing a flashlight. There's no way to find anything out there at this time of night. You'll get them, I'll wait. Of course, I'm terrified of being left alone, but I'm also terrified of Jenna running away if I don't keep watch. Being the feeling Jenna would be under the same influence that Carl or TJ would not been under earlier. You sure? Yeah, I want to stay here in case she comes out. Wave him away. Okay, but yell if something happens, alright? Okay. So he goes in and comes out within less than a minute, though it feels way longer than that. While he was gone, I risked a few loud whispers of Jenna's name, but I didn't get any response. Pretty soon, a beam of light is sweeping the dirt, sagebrush and cacti as we slowly make our way in the direction that Jenna had run. Apparently, it was through the backyard and out toward the desert. Worried that maybe she didn't stop running. Why was she running? Did she say something? Whisper softly to Kutsu as I follow along with him, one hand on his shoulder. No, just looked at me and took off, looked terrified of something. Around my paw, tightening a bit on the raccoon's shoulder. Maybe it's just because she doesn't know you, right? Maybe she was heading to Leo's place. Maybe. I focused on the sea, a pale glow in front of me. The bright, cold light of the flashlight sucking the color out of the desert. Grays and whites all sort of blend together after a while, and the swinging motion of the beam starts to lull me into a weird hypnotic state. It's at this moment that I catch movement out of the corner of my eye on the right, where the light isn't currently pointed. Hear the sound of shifting dirt and gravel, immediately followed by a bizarre, high-pitched snarl that makes me gasp in horror. I actually even piss myself as I see a glint of white teeth. He tries to swing the beam of light back in the direction of the sound. At the same time, I try to pull him back with the paw on his shoulder. Whatever it is, hits Kudzu hard, knocking him back and sending me tumbling away to land on my ass. Flashlight rolls away from the raccoon's paw and shines in my face, briefly blinding me. And then I can sense a loud, growling commotion right in front of me, along with the sound of Kudzu grunting. Numbly, I reach out and snatch up the flashlight and turn on the sounds. First, I see Jenna, ears back, teeth bared, swinging her paws at a crumpled heap on the ground. That heap is Kudzu, and he's got his arms up in self-defense, snarling back, his eyes wide. Jenna! Just like that, the snarl drops from her face and her eyes snap up to mine. Chase? The position suddenly reversed as Kudzu grabs the fox by the wrist and practically barrel rolls. Now Kudzu sits on her back as he keeps holding her wrist. Wait, stop! Rush over to him, grabbing Kudzu's upper arm, trying to pull his paw away from Jenna. It's okay, she's good, she recognizes me. Suddenly hesitates for scrambling off the fox and backing away, breathing hard. Jenna quickly sits up absent-mindedly, brushing off her shirt. She looks up at me. Oh my god, Chase. She says in a hushed whisper, putting the paw to her mouth. Jenna, are you okay? I reach down to help her up, and she immediately goes in to hug me. She stands there awkwardly for a moment. She buries her face on my shoulder, gasping for breath. I'm not sure if she's crying or not. You okay? I ask again, patting her back awkwardly. Sorry, I'm fine. Jenna sits back and wipes under her eye with the back of her paw. I didn't know where any of you were. Where were you? Jenna looks alright for the most part, except for a bunch of dirt in her clothes and in her fur. But then I don't know if that's from before or after she was wrestling with Kudzu. I don't know, I was out in the desert and... Still dark, obviously, but I can make out the frown on her face. She seems to struggle for words. Finally, Kudzu steps in. Yeah, well, it's because it's my trailer. We can talk it out in there, alright? Jenna silently nods and seems to really focus on Kudzu. Wait, who are you? It's different for the raccoon. This is Kudzu. He's a friend. He's saved me a bunch of times. Seems to be good enough for Jenna. With that out of the way, we all head back toward the trailer. Quietly, Kudzu lets us into his trailer, opening the screen door slowly so that it doesn't creak. Motions us inside, and Jenna follows in behind him, pressing close. Suppose she has good reason to be wary of the place. She doesn't really know Kudzu, and at this point, it's hard to even trust people that you do know. Kudzu closes the door and slides the lock in place. Jenna stands next to me in the small living room area, arms folded tightly against her body like she's hugging herself. Hey, you want to sit down? I stretch the recliner, which Jenna stares at for a few seconds. I don't know. Fucka's ears are twitching around and pointed straight up. Turn the small love seat against the wall instead. Maybe there I can sit with you. A few more moments of staring at the couch, Jenna finally nods. Walks stiffly over the couch, looking at her before finally sitting down. Notice 3 clumped up patches of fur in the back of her neck, and takes me a moment to realize that it's dried blood. Someone attacked her? Has she hurt herself? Jenna still doesn't relax when we're settled. Instead sat bolt upright, leaning hard against my shoulder. Much like her ears, her eyes are darting around, mostly over to the curtained window to our right. Meanwhile, Kudzu likes to sit in the empty recliner after turning a little to face us. Scraping sound it makes on the floor causes Jenna to jump. Kudzu pauses, blinking, and settles back in the recliner. Sorry, I really should have put a record in this thing. Jenna doesn't say anything instead and just looks back at the window. Kudzu shifts awkwardly in the chair, then looks at me. Look at Jenna trying to think of something to say. Jenna beats me to it. Do you know where the others are, TJ or Carl? Oh yeah, they're at Leo's place, them and Leo. Jenna frowns at me. Then why are we here? Let's go. She starts to sit up, but I reach out a paw, grabbing her arm. She flinches and yanks away from me, standing up fully. Sorry, just hold on a second. It's complicated. Why? Jenna takes a step back from me, folding her arms. The look in her eyes is worrying, like she's starting to not trust me. Look, Leo, he's kind of uptight right now. I guess I just wanted to give him some space. Give myself some space, really, away from him. He shits in his chair again. He kicked me out. Things got a little heated between us. Jenna looks at Cudzy with a deep frown still on her face. Why? Leo wouldn't do that without a reason. She looks back at me as if waiting for some sort of confirmation. I nod. Leo isn't really himself right now. I'm really worried about him. Can we go over there and not talk to him? Oh, my mouth, but I paused, trying to think of the right way to say it. I don't know. Not right now. I'm not leaving Kudzu, so I'm going to have to think of a way to get Leo to calm down. I'm also considering just staying separate from him until we can get out of here, but I don't want to tell Jenna that. She looks stressed out enough as it is. Now that I think about it, I wouldn't be surprised if Leo was out there hunting for me right now. Odds are he's going to come here eventually. Maybe. Maybe he jumped the train already. That reminds me, though. Oh yeah, we think we found a way out. Really? Yeah, apparently train goes here once in a while. We're thinking we can hitch a ride on it. Jenna takes that in, then just nods. Silence drags out for a minute or two before I finally lean towards her again. It's okay, just sit down and relax for a moment. She does so, and with even more hesitance than the first time, sitting on the couch cushion like it might be a landmine. So, where were you these past few days, if you want to tell me, I mean? Jenna stares at the floor, then shrugs. I don't really know, it's kind of a blur. I nod. Yeah, same. I guess it happened 3 days ago. I don't remember, but everything was normal until TJ woke up. It was like he was in a trance or something. I wasn't sure what was wrong with him. I thought he might have been having a seizure. Then I thought he was in a psychosis of some kind. Left the motel and just started running, so I followed him. He ran all the way to the lake, and I was sure he was going to go in. But then he just stopped on the shore and stared at it. Caught up to him and tried to talk to him, but it was like I wasn't there. All I could say was your name, Chase. Chase, where's Chase? I think he was looking in the water for you. Jenna looks right at me. I don't know why. Do you? Of course not. Shake my head. I have no idea. Liar. Couch tilts. And so I sort of grabbed his shoulder to lead him back away from the lake. But then he turned to me and he sort of just changed. What a change that day. My head spins and I brace my paws against the armrest, trying not to fall over. And he attacked me, clawed me up. And for the first time. Jenna sticks out her arm and pulls back some of the fur where I see bits of crusted blood. You knew what water felt like. I had to run from him, and he chased me for a while. To everyone else. And as I did, I realized the whole town was different. Everyone was different. Suffocating. I swallow hard, still gripping the couch. But Jenna doesn't seem to notice, and Kudzu looking at her. The humming in my head finally starts to die down. You say he's at Leo's? Is he okay? Did he explain what happened? I shake my head, but only a little. I feel like I'm going to throw up. No, but he has been acting a little strange, I guess. I need to talk to him, make sure he's actually okay. We will. Though I'm not sure that you'll find him okay at all. So what happened after that? It looks like you were hiding out there. Peter just a paw at the window. Jenna covers her face with both paws, sighing deeply. That I'm not too sure about. After I ran, it all just sort of became a dream. I only remember bits and pieces. We made him one, as Jenna seems to think. I remember I went back to the motel, I think, but then I saw something. Jenna pauses and then lets out a little humorous laugh. A thing I remember from my childhood. A monster, I guess. A monster? Yeah, like this thing. Jenna waves her paw in front of her face. Had like a red face, and I don't know. I thought I saw it in my closet a few times as a kid. Felt like it was chasing me. What do you think it was? Jenna laughs hollowly again. Oh, I don't think it's anything. I must have had my own little breakdown after seeing everybody else's. Jenna sighs deeply again, sitting back on the couch. But then you guys came along, and now I think everything is clear. Jenna leans back from him, breathing deeply, and for the first time, seems like she's relaxing a bit. She turns her attention back to Kudzu. Hey, Kudzu, is it? Kudzu nods. Mind if I use your restroom? I just need a moment to collect myself and pee too. An actual toilet would be nice. Oh yeah, just right there. Kudzu points at a thin white door between the kitchen and living area. Thanks. And with that, Jenna disappears in the bathroom. Kudzu and I sit in silence for a moment, listening to the sound of running water from the faucet. Well, I think now we have a reason to go back to Leo's house. I know he won't be mad at you if he knows you found Jenna. I don't know about that, but yes, we're going to have to go back with her. I'll talk to him first in case he's still out of it. Again, thanks. I'm glad you're here with me right now. He rubs his arm awkwardly. I get panicky when things get physical, which they have a lot lately. Just sure at the cushion next to me, and after a moment hesitation, Kudzu gets up from the recliner to sit next to me. Reach around him and squeeze him tight on my side. It's cool. Like I said, you saved my ass so many times at this point, it's the least I can do. Most telling he's been there for me more than anyone else at this point, but feels like a bit too much right now. Kudzu chuckles and leans back, his arm brushing mine. Didn't always used to be like this, you know. What? Fucking coward. Stretch my muzzle up. But no way, you've been insanely brave. Kudzu shakes his head. Nah, you saw me at Duke's house when you got caught, and then down in the basement, then when Leo tossed me out. Those are all great reasons to have been scared, Kudzu. You still faced all of it. Kudzu looks unconvinced. I don't know, Chase. After what Leo did, I didn't think I was going to come back. A shrug. Well, then I'm glad I came after you then. He is quiet for a moment, then he chuckles quietly, leaning his head back to stare at the ceiling. What? Just... I moved Echo to get away from stuff like this. Kudzu shakes his head. Now look at what's happened. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, people going crazy? That, guns and violence. Peyton isn't a rough city compared to others in this country, but it has rough patches. I lived in one of those patches. I think you told me you moved here because there's less people. Kudzu sighs quietly. It's not the only reason. I lost someone a few years back. I needed a fresh start, I guess. Silence drags out for a moment as I contemplate that. My eyes drift to the picture frames by the love seat, to the one where someone had their arm around Kudzu. In it I see a hare, smiling just as Toothley's raccoon next to him. Good head taller than his companion. But now look at where I am. So my eyes back to the raccoon, not wanting to be caught looking. Don't know what to say, so I just settle with, we're gonna get out, just gotta listen for that train. His eyes closed, so I lean back too. Despite all the shit going on outside, there's something really peaceful being here, next to Kudzu and his neat little trailer. We sit there a while, listening to the soft rush of running water. After a while, I look toward the bathroom, realizing how uncomfortably full my bladder is right now. Jenna doesn't be coming out anytime soon, though. Listen, I gotta take a piss. Again? Kudzu smirks at me. Yeah, it's been a few hours. I need to pee a lot anyway. Oh yeah, very good to know. Yeah, I'll be right back. Kudzu's joking demeanor suddenly drops. I don't know, I think we should stick together right now. Remember what happened last time? You wanna watch me? Kudzu pauses. I'll stand in the doorway, alright? Just go at the side of the trailer. Alright. I head back outside while Kudzu hangs back by the door. Just make good and again yell if something happens. It's fine, I'll only be a few feet away. I had a small smile at how motherly Kudzu's being right now. After everything that's happened, it's no wonder. I move around the side of the trailer back into darkness. Quickly, I unbutton, then zip down my fly. Start to go and hear some footsteps behind me. Go over my shoulder. Kudzu, what? And the two massive paws wrap around my body. I look down and get a glimpse of thick claws and brown, matted fur. I scream and pull into the dark toward the desert. And there's your cliffhanger. Alright, that's it for today, guys, because this video's gonna. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know, I don't do cliffhangers a lot, but I'm splitting this video in two. So, you know. Tough luck. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. See ya.